Hello, everyone. We have Gregorio here with us, or Greg. And Greg, in two sentences, what was your business idea and how does it change the world?
My business idea is focusing to human beings, because if you focus on human beings, then you can really change the world.
Great. And we said we will be talking about digital change without the drama. Uh, can you expand on that?
Yes, quite sure. I think a lot of people are discussing and speaking about digital transformation, business transformation, and then it it goes directly into technology. And everybody wants to implement a new CRM, a customer relationship management, or they want to introduce a new RP. It means the tool to track all the materials, all the products that you have. And basically, they forget the most important ingredient in a transformation. And these are the people, speaking about customer and speaking about the employees. And if you focus on them, on your customers and on your employees, then you have less drama in any companies while you're doing transformation. And nowadays, it's clear. Every company needs to change. We need to transform ourselves. Why? Because if you start, let's say, fighting with your competitors on the price, you know in which direction they will go. They will go down. If you compete with your in your market with the product only, then it's quite easy to be copied. It can take 1 minute to copy it. It can take one night, and then you have exactly the same copy. And therefore, my focus and what I love to speak about, it's about experiences. Because if you offer experiences, positive experiences, above average experiences to your customers and to your employees, you will have a business that thrive, that will grow on the long term, not focus on the short term quarterly results, but really focused on the long term, having a sustainable growth. Does it make sense at all?
Oh, absolutely. And I think there's perhaps an answer to the question how could we address this new buzz about AI? Because I think here is a bit of the secret that no one can copy a good experience that you are giving as a person to your customers or to your employees.
I think everybody's speaking about AI. I worked in companies and I worked also as a consultant, as an advisor. It means I had the opportunity to see a lot of different companies, big, small one, and so on. And basically nowadays it's always the same. AI is here, and then your boss, your partner in business comes and say, "Oh, we need to leverage AI. Let's do AI." And basically, I think it's the wrong way, because artificial intelligence will completely change how we work, how we live our lives. But this is the mean and not the solution. AI will take over a lot of administrative tasks for us. It means it will extremely simplify our life, but it should be at our service. It means it can serve us or it can enhance us. It means the AI can do something that we are not able to do, think about things, and basically, back to what I was pointing out, a lot of companies start doing AI before thinking about what I want to achieve. Why I am doing AI, why I'm doing that. It's nice to do and to work with AI. It's incredible. There are so many opportunities to test and learn. I can do I can do I can do this, I can do that. But basically, in a business, small, two people, one person, or a big company, you need to understand why you're doing that. It's not let's do a AI project, but okay, we have a specific problem that we want to solve, and in this specific case, AI is the solution. And then you can start working throughout solving the problem, a real problem for a specific customer group. And that's always the same topic. Business exists not because they are nice or something wanted to have them, but they fulfill a specific customer need. If you need something, then you can buy it, and then you have it. If you don't need it, perhaps sometimes yes, you can buy it. Let's avoid to speaking about Apple and so on. It's clear they created something that nobody wanted, but now everybody's using it. However, these are let's say really there's not a lot of cases that works like that. Most of the time, let's say for the normal people like myself, it's okay, let's fulfill a need. In my case, I am a consultant in one specific field, and I can help my customer in this field and not doing everything. And basically, really using AI, trying to focus on why. If you allow me to expand a bit my explanation, and please stop me if you have any questions, because I could speak 1.5 hours only on this question. Is now let's really take this one, and even if it's conceptual, I think it can be clear. Okay, first of all, we have a problem. We want to solve the problem. So why I am solving that? It's clear. I have a strategy. I want to do something, and I try to solve one specific problem. Okay, for who I am solving that? For a specific customer. Then I need to understand this customer. It can be for customer, but it can be also for employees. We know that AI can be also leveraged quite a lot within a company to simplify tasks. Okay, let's understand, and let's keep to the example of the employees. Let's really understand how employees are working today. What are their needs? What they need to achieve? Having a clear understanding about the customer, the employees, and then you can start defining the solution. It means then you can start innovating, doing co-creation with them, working together with the employees and saying, okay, I could do this and that. How do you think it should work? Let's take the process, understand it, improve it, make it, create it a digital version of the process, and then leverage AI. It means you know why you're doing that, you understand your customer, and you start to innovate, to change that. Then the next piece of the puzzle is measuring the success. Does it really bring what I want? It would be even better if you define at the beginning what you want to achieve, but at least having clear KPIs that you can understand. Am I going in the right direction? That you can track on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and on a regular basis, to ensure, yes, I am going into the direction that I want to achieve, back to why I'm solving this problem with the strategy. And by measuring the return on the investment and these KPIs, then you can, I think that's one clear sentence. Every day we want to be better. That's also my way of living, and also in a company, every day to be a bit better. And then you start measuring, and you can say, okay, we are a bit better than yesterday, and every day you can measure that, and you say, okay, we are progressing. And the last piece, to quickly go through all the different pieces, is the culture within the company, being open for innovation, discussing, helping people, taking people throughout this transformation. I think they analyzed, and a lot of projects are failing, in particular in technology. And 70% of the cases is not due to the technology, it's due to the people. And other statistics says even more than 70%, 80, 90% is due to the people, because nobody really wants to change or to work in a different way. Yes, I think your followers are great people, they want to change, they thrive and so on, but basically the reality is the average person doesn't want to change. And therefore creating a culture, nurturing this idea of, yes, we want to progress, we want to achieve something together, working together, being nice with other people, being empathetic, and explaining to the others, I am not automating or using AI to get rid of you, but to free up your time so that you can do more meaningful tasks, you can do other tasks, you can work with us. And then you create a setup where the employees want to drive change, support the change, and you can achieve your targets. Summarizing, it's not only about technology, it's about why I'm doing that, the strategy, what I want to achieve, understanding the customer, who is the stakeholders' involvement, changing, transforming, measuring the result, and having a proper culture. And if you use these 5 pillars, levers, you name them, then again, it's not the drama, the change, the transformation within a company, but it's a bit smoother. It's not so easy, but it's a bit smoother.
Great. So I know, because I'm an IT guy, how much the digitalization can change or help the people. But people who, like you said, they don't want to change. They are afraid of change. They think, okay, I was doing this for so many years and it worked. Why would I change something for some digital? I'm not really good at it. So how do you approach this? Uh, this fear or this struggle of the people, so they, uh, like you said, with the culture, but how exactly do you do that, and how does it working with you look like? How do they start? How long does it take? How much, I don't know, engagement from their part does it involve?
My suggestion is always be transparent.
Mhm.
Also in our life with our friends, with our best friends, with our families, with our children, we always try to be transparent. Why not being transparent in a company? I think there it's really important to onboard people, involve people from the beginning, and not after everybody's already done, you bought already a new system, you already did this and that, but starting really from the beginning and involving them. And I think this is the game changer. Basically, and I don't want to be too linked to the theory, but speaking about change management, then for me the first name that it pop up is John Kotter. And John Kotter is a big expert. He wrote several books about change management. Change management, really speaking about how to take people throughout this transformation. And he wrote several books, and two of them are really important. One is more theoretical about change, and then he wrote also a story. Perhaps you know it, the penguin stories. Do you
Mhm.
know the penguin stories? It's the iceberg is melting,
Mhm.
and and basically to cut the story super short, not to bore your audience around that. It's the penguins were living on an iceberg, and one penguin, it's always the same, find out that the iceberg was melting. It's what's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but he has not really checked everything, understood everything, analyzed everything. He went to the others and he said, uh, the the iceberg is melting. And then what are the reactions? We don't care. It's not an issue. Let's look on the other side. No, you are wrong. Or the other side telling him, you need to prove that. Or the one saying, no, it's not melting. You think that it's melting. And there are a lot of different personalities describing also the people in a business, and
Mhm.
basically, and according to this, then Kotter is explaining that you need to go through a process. You need to make to the people understandable the urgency for change, that you need to change,
Mhm.
and this is the starting point. Then you need let's say management team, a team that drive this change, that give the information to the people, that inform regularly the people. Then you define what I want to achieve, what how does it look really like, this change strategy. And then you need to start, let's say, advertising for your topic, because in a company everybody's working on a lot of different topics, initiatives, projects, and so on. And you need to advertise that people understand my topic is important. We want to accept it. And then you need to find a way that people can change, drive this transformation, and support the transformation, so that you can really take care of this problem to solving that. The next step is then really to understand, to have short-term success, that you can create these stories. Oh, we are progressing and we have this success and that success and this and that. It's like the train starts, and when the train is successful, then everybody want to jump on the train, but you need to celebrate the first success, and never stop, because change, it's a long term game, and it means you cannot say, oh, now we stop because this is against us and this is against us, but you need to continue. I summarized in a very bad way this seven principle of Kotter for a transformation.
Yes, I like that quick wins, because people are much more engaged when they see that there's something quick that can prove that you are going into the right direction.
You are so right, Robert. And please let me make an example. I was a lot of about theory, but also to make it tangible.
Mhm.
What we did, I was working in an hospital in Switzerland, and also to celebrate these small successes. In my department, our boss created a challenge, and it was quite easy. You have a big box, and you see inside the box, and every time that you finish a project and your stakeholder, it means the people receiving the outcome of your project, said this was successful, we can complete the project, then we asked them to evaluate how big the impact was. And then we had three different types of balls: small balls for small changes, medium balls for medium changes, and big balls for big projects, big initiatives with big impact. And
Mhm.
then every time that one was confirmed, then the project manager, the responsible project team, was allowed to put it that in this box, and everybody was saying that. And there was something like a doorbell that they were ringing, and they were celebrating. And the challenge for us as a team was to get it filled as quick as possible, because when would have achieved a specific level, then we would have a party together. And that was creating this, celebrating small achievements and celebrating success all together.
Great. I like that, and it make it so tangible because before I set my opinion, I would ask you, what do you think that most companies do wrong with this approach of providing or trying to do changes or digitalizations? It doesn't really matter what kind of changes do they do.
I would start with two that pop to my mind. The first one is not having a strategy, not having a target, what I want to achieve.
Mhm.
And there I'm happy to provide also an example. But companies are doing, and I see the project portfolio of companies is growing and growing and growing. They are doing so many projects, so much change at the same time, that it's impossible to keep the pace. And it means companies are over they're doing far too much, and they are not having a, let's say, a good pace, a pace that people can follow and can also understand. As we said, there are a lot of steps to follow to do the change management, and companies are continuously accelerating the pace, and nobody is coming with. And I think this is really a big issue, having a lot of different targets, trying to achieve this and that and this and that, not having one clear target what the company should achieve, and increasing the space so that people cannot jump on the train, as we mentioned earlier, to support that. And you see also my name, goalkeeper. In this case, I always use one specific example. Let's take a soccer team, football team, and
Mhm.
the company. And the football team has a match, and they goes on the pitch, and they have the defenders, the midfield players, and the strikers.
Mhm.
In every company, what would happen now is to say, okay, you are the department defenders. I give you a specific target. To the midfield players, a specific target. To the strikers, a specific target. Let's make the example, let's make it tangible. For I, as a CEO, I give to the midfield players, let's say, for example, contact center, the usual target: you need to save money. It means, let's translate that into football, you need to run as many kilometers as possible.
Mhm.
What would do the midfield players? Then they would start running for 90 minutes in turn to achieve their target. And the
Mhm.
CEO gives to the strikers the target of scoring as many times as possible to the goal. Not scoring goals, but scoring, trying to score the goals, to
Mhm.
shoot. And what they would do, they would always, every time that they get the ball, independently how far they are from the competitors, from the goal of the competitors, they will try to score. And
Mhm.
that's not possible. And it means everybody's doing something to achieve their targets, but they don't have a specific common target.
Mhm.
And this is what I really like in football. The team has a clear goal. They need to score more goals, and sorry for playing with the words, score more goals than the competitors.
I like that.
And having this target all together, then it's clear the defenders have their trainings, are doing their tactics together with the midfield players, and they're also training, but everybody has the same target to achieve. And I think it would be extremely important for a company, yes, to break down the targets for every department, but to have one specific target. It's not possible to, again, a very simple example, to improve acquisition, to get a lot of new customer, and then at the same time in the contact center to save a lot of money, because
Mhm.
having more customer means probably more requests from the customers. It means you cannot save money. And exactly the same if marketing gets the target to increase revenues or to acquire new customer, okay, then you need to say, okay, this is our main goal, that what we want to achieve. Then let's structure our team, all the different departments, to enable them to achieve this goal. If you let me continue on this example, again, stop me whenever you want, because I
That's great.
like to I like to share stories. The most important thing, or to continue on this example, is as soon as the team goes on the pitch, the trainer is outside giving guidance, explaining, do this and that. But basically, the team on the pitch is empowered to do the best possible to achieve their target. It means to score more goals. Yes, they trained, and perhaps they trained to go on the left, to go on the side, to do a cross, or to do something specific. But basically, they are empowered. The team, the players on the pitch are empowered to take decisions. Think about, again, contact center or in a company, that a guy receives a specific procedure. You need always to go to the left and then go forward and then give the ball to the next one. After 1 minute, the competitors would find out that, and then they would take the ball and try to score their goals. And
Mhm.
they're also empowering the people, giving the opportunity to the people to help them to find solution. I think that's something that we would need to give back to the companies. I see sorry, to the people. Every company is creating new policies, new compliance policy, new policy how to work, really strict defining every step, but then we expect that everybody can every day score goals. That's not possible.
Yeah, I like that. Uh, Great, and I think there's one more thing that most of the people later, most of the companies later do wrong is they don't advertise this change enough. So the people would be in different ways. So the people see constantly the thing that you proved with the box with the balls, that they are improving, that it goes somewhere, that they are achieving some wins, and this gives them energy to consistently move forward and do the changes.
It's always about nurturing the people. At the end, also in when we are in the office, we want to get this information, we elaborate them, we discuss them, and I fully agree with you. It's so important to have a proper communication, to have a proper setup. Also, going back to the hospital, staying with this example, I have also other examples. Uh, in this case, we also defined all together topics that were relevant for the month. And it means we defined in the first month we need to focus on, for example, being solution oriented. And then we had discussion, lunches, coffee breaks, and so on, where we discussed about this topic. It means communicating, nurturing the people there about how important to be solution oriented and not problem oriented.
Mhm.
Or another month we had the topic around feedback culture, giving feedback. And it's not only that people came to us and they said, now you need to give feedback and you need to tell Robert this and that. No, the other way. We had also coaches within our department that explain us how to give candid feedback, how to explain to other people how we are feeling if you are coming into the meeting and you're playing with your mobile phone. We know in companies a lot of meetings are like that, and you think, yes, I'm speaking, but you're playing with your, or you're working. Sorry, please apologize. It's not playing, working with your mobile phone, but finding ways to explain. If you're using your mobile phone during the meeting, I am feeling that perhaps you're not so focused, I'm not sure, or the other ways, and then you can start the discussion. Or also the way changing the perspective. We were the department responsible for digital transformation. How can we find ways to take the perspective of nurses, of physicians on a specific project? For us was our daily job. For our physicians is something on top that they need to do after their shift of 10, 13, 14 hours when they were saving lives, and now they need to discuss us in a specific workshop. Or also, speaking about mistakes, how do you handle them? If you fail, is this a big failure, or it's a learning that you can improve the next day or something like that? Or
Mhm.
one, and the last example to share is taking ownership. Who is the owner for a specific process, and understanding, okay, now we have an issue, I don't know, in the IT department, something really important. Who is taking the ownership for this? Who is leading to solve this problem? And this was every month we had one specific topic to discuss, and it was incredible important to nurture the people. We learned a lot, we discussed a lot, and we tried. And it was not always a business relationship that we need to speak about specific project, but we learned from each other.
Mhm. Great. So, what was the thing that most surprised you about entrepreneurship, and in a good or in a bad way?
Now that I'm an entrepreneur, I have a few lessons to share. But basically, the first one is in a positive way. It's really, and it's strange, but that people are willing to support you, are willing to help you.
Mhm.
I think it was also difficult for me, but you need to ask people, to get in contact with people. Also, in this opportunity to discuss with you, with your audience, Robert, Sharka was great in connecting us and saying you can do something together. And I'm working together with Sharka, and it was great. I asked her if you have any ideas what I could do, with whom I could discuss, and then it popped up this great opportunity to be on a LinkedIn live together with you. And therefore, it's really amazing. People are good people. They are really, and that's something that I often say, and we often see also in our companies, or when people are working. Nobody wake up in the morning and says, oh, now I want to do bad things at my company, or I want to destroy a process. Everybody wake up with a positive idea, or at least a normal idea. I will do my job. Nobody's really willing to do something wrong, and therefore I think this positive attitude, this of the people, I really liked and enjoyed it. On the other side, it's clear, if you're alone, it's not always easy. If you don't have somebody to discuss with, to challenge yourself, to have discussion, perhaps coaching you, giving you advices, and therefore you need to find people to work with, to discuss with, so that you can be part of a community that can help you to grow, understand, learn, and so on. I think these are two important things. Not speaking about the financial side, that cash flow is king, because you need the cash to drive your your business. I think this is not the right place to discuss about that, but it's also a big learning.
Great. So, what would be the best advice you received, or the worst you received about business?
Do not underestimate yourself. If somebody asks you if you want to do something, that let's say, be bold, say yes, be curious, stay hungry, and it means let's do that. I saw that also from my side. If I map back the most important point in time in my career, it was always bigger a big challenge, that if I would create an Excel spreadsheet to understand every probability and so on, I would have said no. But in this case, I said yes, I will do that, and then I found my way. And I think that's something. Do not underestimate yourself. Be bold, and you will achieve what you want.
Excellent. I like that. Uh, some bad ones?
Some bad advices.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot. I thinking back of my beginning of the career was focusing on the salary, and the bigger the salary, the better it is. I think that's completely wrong,
Hmm.
and also focusing. And I can understand everybody. I was part of the game, and I'm still part of the game. But really focusing on this hierarchical setup, every year I need to be promoted to the next level, and I need to be better than you, and so on. I think that was, or people telling you need to see is 35 years old and is already managing director at this company. And so on. Sorry, I'm happy for him, but I don't care. I have my purpose. I want to focus on my purpose, and that's extremely important. The only one that can judge myself, it's my family, it's my wife, it's my son, and not somebody in the business.
I like that. Great. So we're about the end. I think we shared some great nuggets today. Any final thoughts?
Robert, thank you very much for what you're doing, because I think this discussion help you, help your audience understand, having new ideas, having new changing perspective, but also helps myself to reflect, to share my stories, and therefore I'm super thankful to you and that I had the opportunity to join this discussion, this LinkedIn Live.
Well, thank you. It was pleasure, and I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you so much.
Good night.